Right now on News 8 at 9, no longer a kid. Why a judge is transferring an animal abuse case to adult court, even though the teenager involved is still a minor.
We can be the generation that ends the opioid epidemic.
And the president calls the opioid epidemic a public health emergency. What that means and why some are calling the act words without money.
Live from WQAD, this is News 8 at 9.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Christina. Tonight, we begin with developing news out of Muscatine. The city administrator says he intends to sue the city and the mayor for defamation. Greg Mansager claims Mayor Diana Broderson has been spreading lies about him since she took office. He's now demanding a retraction and an apology. Just days ago, a judge ruled in favor of Broderson after the city council voted to oust her back in May. The judge called the impeachment vote a violation of her right to due process.
I think it's unfortunate that we're here today, having to have this discussion, having to put out this statement, this request. I apologize for that. I think it's unfortunate, but I also think it's necessary, and I hope that they understand that.
Mansager says if he doesn't get a retraction and an apology, he'll be taking Broderson and the city to court. Davenport Police are speaking out for the first time since a rash of burglaries hit 16 of the city's small businesses. Just in the past week, police say crime has been spreading throughout Davenport. They can't say if they're dealing with one or multiple people, but police say they are actively investigating. At a press conference today, they say they're increasing patrol, working with other police departments, and trying to prevent crime from striking again. One person was hospitalized after a shooting overnight in Davenport. Police say a 26-year-old Davenport man suffered life-threatening injuries. It happened just after 6 last night on the corner of Crescent Avenue and Locust Street, just down the road from the 5 Points intersection. So far, no one has been arrested. A 17-year-old accused of seriously injuring a puppy in Kewanee will be tried as an adult. During a hearing today, the judge said he decided to transfer the case to adult court because the teen is almost 18 and he has anger issues and a temper. The teen is accused of slashing Thor's neck and back in July. Thor was in our studio earlier this week. Now his handler says he's doing very well. The teen is charged with aggravated animal cruelty and animal torture. He's due back in court on Monday. Opening statements began today in the murder trial of a Burlington teen. The Des Moines Register newspaper reports that prosecutors say 16-year-old Kadari Johnson may have been kidnapped and suffocated. He was found with a gunshot wound in an alley last March. Jorge Sanders Galvez is charged in the shooting. Prosecutors say he and another man tried covering it up. They say Johnson had a plastic bag shoved down his throat and another tied around his head. House Republicans narrowly passed a budget plan today, paving the way for a tax overhaul. The $4 trillion plan passed by a vote of 216 to 212. No Democrats voted for it. 20 Republicans also voted no. The vote allows Republicans to start working on a follow-up $1.5 trillion tax cut that could pass through Congress without Democratic support. Republican critics say they're concerned about cuts to the state and local deductions. House leaders are expected to unveil their new tax plan next week. Obamacare open enrollment starts in a week, and consumers can now check out how much it's going to cost them. A tool to compare plans went live yesterday. Costs will increase for many Americans, mainly those who don't qualify for federal premium subsidies. Rate increases vary by state. Iowa is one of the hardest hit, with plans there going up 69%. Open enrollment begins next Wednesday, November 1st, and ends December 15th. Meantime, Iowa's individual health insurance market is on the verge of imploding, leading many farmers and small business owners unsure about what they'll do come January 1st. And as News 8's Megan Noe shows us, for some, the healthcare battle is a matter of life and death.
Jim Graves is used to planning ahead.
The plastic bows, when they get really heavy, and so I'm going to redo that. But what hit me like a ton of bricks.
But over the past year, he's learned to take things one day at a time.
He came in my room, told my family, take him home. He's got 6 to 8 months. And it was like, wow.
53 years old.
It goes into my chest. I have a port.
Diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer.
There's my chemo right there, and here's my pump.
And if he wasn't worried enough about his health.
Thank you, Megan. Earlier this week, Iowa leaders withdrew plans for a stopgap measure meant to provide some relief from high premiums. Open enrollment begins November 1st.
You're watching WQAD. This is News 8 at 9.